It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey everybody, Steph Beckett here at ISE 2023. It is day 3 of the show. I'm in Hall 5, and as you can see, it is still very, very busy, so I am really excited to just find out how many attendees have been in the show, because it has been just crazy in the best way. And I have with me Mark Coxon of AVI SPL, and he also is a writer, a longtime writer for us over at the Blog Squad on rAVe Pubs. Mark, how's it been going?
It's crazy. It's my first trip to Europe, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And, I know a lot of people compare Barcelona to Amsterdam, but I don't have that frame of reference. All I know is this show, and the show has been amazing. So.
That's awesome. So, first of all, tell me a little bit about Europe. Have you enjoyed being here? What have you gotten to do and see?
Yeah, so I'm going to move here. I think I'm going to move to Barcelona is actually where I'm going to move. I love this city. Yeah. I love the blend of history, food, the warmth of people, the water being close by. It's an amazing city, even in the winter. And I'm thinking I might have to move across the ocean.
Yeah, I think that every time I come here, I'm always like, so what if I just stay? Like, what will happen? If, rAVe maybe needs somebody to report from here.
Yeah. I mean, if I move in a loft in the Gothic district, are they ever going to fish me out of there? Yeah. Probably not. No.
You'll never take me alive. So how has it been at the AVI SPL stand? This has been a lot of new things for you. I don't think this is your first time at a show with AVI SPL, but your first ISE with them. What's that been like?
It's been really great. It's an interesting market. Europe is way different, right? And because it's distributor driven, it's smaller regional dealers doing work within very specific territories and less like the US with having to do national work. So it's been cool to just kind of hear how the market is different in Europe than it is in the US.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about a couple of my favorite products that I have noticed on the show floor. So I want to talk about the coolest booth that I've seen, one of the coolest. I think this is very similar to their stand last year, but Maverick and TD Cinex. Have you gotten to see the ski theme of the booth? I think that was very, very cool. I have a video and we're going to show that. I got to walk through it, and I think that was just very cool, very creative. Did you get to see that?
Yeah, I did see their chalet, their little ski chalet. It draws your attention because it looks like a theme park building on the trade floor and not just another rectangle with colors. Yes. I remember when Almo used to do that at Infocom. They had the Western Town, yes. And you'd walk through the Western Town, yes. So that was really fun too. Or that was Stampede, I'm sorry. Yes. Stampede. But yeah, so it's been great. I mean, that was a great booth. I like that one.
And in terms of how creative the stands are, I think that art has been such a focus at this show, and that might be just natural because we're in Barcelona, which is such a birth of different styles of art in this city. But Vestal has been really creative. They actually they had a bunch of displays arranged in a circle showing how you can really put them any which way and they'll still work, which is so creative. I just love when manufacturers find cool and interesting and new ways to tell a story with their products. I really do think that we are going away from just a matrix switcher on a pedestal.
Yeah, product on podiums is not a great booth strategy. And I've seen that booth too. They have that circle of LCD screens. They have LED on the ceiling, creating different ceiling tiles and lighting effects and things like that with the large LED backdrop wall. I like that booth because it's a great mix of different technologies, all used as one canvas, yes. Right? And I know Gary loves to talk about using everything as a canvas. Digital canvas. Okay, Gary, you got your buzzword.
We got your little buzzword in, Gary. And also, I also mentioned we mentioned Epson's use of VR and making it all over the walls and the ceilings and showing how it can be used as an immersive exhibit in a museum. Panasonic did something similar in the Panasonic Connect side of its stand, just kind of showing how many ways you can truly do AV. AV can be beautiful. It's meant to be beautiful, just kind of proving we're really going away from just showing the product. It's so much about showing what the product can do, and AVI SPL did that on its stand as well, showing, hey, look how this can be used in a meeting. We're doing it right now.
Yeah, that's really what we've been trying to do is create the experience that you want to create for your customer And then if they want to talk about what it takes to build that experience, great. But it's not about the products, it's not about the brands, it's about the concept and the outcome, and then work backwards to the technology. And I think this show this year is showing more and more of that. And in the past, it has been, the black box on the white pedestal.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's going to be gone very, very soon. So, Mark, I wanted to thank you once again for joining me. Last question I'll ask you is, where can people find you? Where can people find more information or reach out?
We're in 2N200 here. If you're at ISE and you're catching this, you can come visit us. We're doing some virtual production and a bunch of other things there. You can find me writing for rAVe Pubs, podcasting for rAVe Pubs. I'm on Twitter as at AV Phenom. So I have a digital footprint. I'm not able to hide from the Russians. You're going to find me if you look for me. So type in my name and I'll pop up somewhere.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. Appreciated having you on the show today. I'm going to bring on my next guest now, and that is Bram Hans. He's head of marketing at LG Electronics Business Solutions. How's it going, Bram?
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much.
Good. How's the show been for you? I know LG has also been a very busy stand. I have not seen it not busy. So tell me how that's been going.
Well, it's been busy for them. It's been busy for us. It's been busy overall at ISE. So, and definitely you can see that reflected at our booth. But so far, the feedback has been very positive. Even when you consider it's been only 7 months, of course, that we were here. So, we were very surprised to see the turnout. Yeah.
I did want to talk very briefly. I know that we've already mentioned it on other episodes that we've done of rAVe TV this week, but the LG magnet, I have to bring it up again. It's so beautiful, and I was here during setup, and I was like, what is this curtain? I need to know what's behind here. And it is absolutely beautiful, extremely narrow pixel pitch. Of course, I think it's a 0.7... 0.68 millimeters. Yeah, that's extremely narrow. So tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so it's our LG Magnet Micro LED product. It's extremely accurate and good in color productions. It's one of those products, unfortunately, you have to see for yourself. So those people who are at ISE still have the chance to go there. Please go and have a look. We have it in an 8K setup here, but the default setup will be 4K. And therefore we also show it as, for instance, a control room application where indeed those resolutions are required. And that's exactly what we can achieve with micro LED, and then the color reproduction, everything that goes with it are just insane. So it's a great experience.
And you're also showing your transparent OLED, which that was, I believe, here at last ISE as well, but it's being shown in a different way this time, because I believe last time it was shown as like maybe a window in a subway car, and now it's being shown in a much longer use. So you have that as well, which is absolutely beautiful. We'll show a picture or video of that as we're talking about it, but I also did want to talk about the Cube LED with the forced perspective. Gary ran to tell me about it because he was like, look at the astronaut's foot, it looks like it's coming out. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so it's of course a very difficult concept to display in such an environment, because you don't have the fixed focal point, etc. But we managed to pull it off, also with the structure that it seems to be floating in the air. That's kind of the nice design we put to it.
Yes.
It gives this very nice experience on what is actually a standard lineup in our catalog for an LED product. But in this configuration, it makes such a brilliant impression, and that augmented and virtual experience is insane. You should really go and see it.
Yes. And we have a video that we're going to show, but it obviously does not do it justice. So I highly recommend, if you are at ISE, to please go check it out on LG's stand. So last question for you. What can we expect at next ISE from LG, if you can give me a little hint, or as much as you're allowed to tell me?
Well, you see that some of the products actually, as you said, like TOLED, we had on display last year. We had the same product on display this year, but with a very different concept. And that means that, for instance, TOLED made much bigger impressions because of those different concepts we do. You also see we go further in the vertical storytelling. So, like how we really unpack the virtual production elements. We have an entire virtual production studio set up. Those are kind of developments I would expect to see at the next ISE, which hopefully will be in 12 months and not 7 months. So we have a bit more time to prepare.
A little bit more time, but with the time that you did have, you did an amazing job. Like one of my favorite stands of the show. And last thing I will ask you is, where can people find more information?
Yeah, so people can go to lg-informationdisplay.com. If you go there, there's a separate site now even built for ISE, so people can experience the virtual ISE experience. So you have the same experience if you are not able to visit us here in Barcelona. Alternatively, you go to lg.com, and there you can see the full catalog of our products.
Well, thank you so much, Brahm. It was so lovely meeting you, and thanks for joining me on rAVe TV.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm going to bring on Joey Lloyd now, who you might know and love already, as I do, and she is Senior Director Communications at Avixa. How's it going?
Good, Steph. How are you doing?
Doing good. I love to see you at every trade show. It's always such a breath of fresh air.
The trade shows are amazing. I mean, does it get any better than getting here, getting to see so many people, the scheduled meetings, the not scheduled meetings, content, the education? It's just like,
Do you think about how far it's come since we first met in person at InfoComm 2021?
it's been such a delight to watch the runway of what has come back and what has changed. I mean, I've been in the industry for a number of years and gone to InfoComm and to ISE, and it was hard in 2020. It was hard in 21, and it's so amazing to be here now, to see all of these people. The amount of people who are walking through the shots, the number of people that are here, the queued up lines. I know not everybody's happy about the queued up lines, but that means we're all here.
Queued up lines are actually, I wanted to bring that up because that's such a good point. People are so upset about that, but when you think back to 2020 when, it couldn't happen, and 2021 and 2022, now we're here, we're back. I think this was the last and final sign that, people need and want trade shows. I don't think that there is a near future where we can be completely virtual.
I don't think there is. I mean, you've been sitting here just in these past few minutes talking with folks about what's in their booth and how to see it and how video doesn't do it justice.
I'm like, yeah, you're going to see it, but it doesn't look the same.
No, it doesn't look the same. I come from an LED background, and you've got to get up close. You've got to see it. I got to spend some time at Lang this week and just looking at the curvature and some of the new things they're bringing together, and you can't get that from a video no matter what you do. So being here and taking part, it is a all-day, year-round experience, and we can do a lot of things in business over digital, but this is important.
And just the relationships, there are so many people that I've met over Zoom or during launch events that we just don't seem as close until we meet in person, like us. I feel like we've become so much tighter since I met you in 2021 in person.
I think of things like the tweet up when people come up to me or I go up to other people and I go, I know you, I know your handle. That's so amazing to get to have these relationships and build the foundation of them in person. So yes, so important.
So have you gotten to be a part of some of the education that's been here? That's something that I have always wanted to see but haven't quite gotten to. So tell me a little bit about the education side of what's going on here at ISE.
It's about taking the biggest trends and the biggest things what's keeping the AV industry up at night, and we're able to bring them to the standpoint of let's sit down, let's talk about it, let's brainstorm about it. And we're really proud at Avixa, along with CEDIA, be taking a deeper hand in what's going on with the conferences, and they are so exciting. They're filled up, the locations are fabulous, and the content is really important and it's impressive.
So based on the attendance at the education sessions, based on the attendance just generally on the show floor, do you think this is a hint to what InfoComm is going to be like this year? I know it's in Europe, so we can't totally say, and there's no total way to make, there's no total number we can give or total, you never know what can happen.
We're going to get to hear all about it on Friday, and I am not the owner of the crystal ball, so I will not be making predictions, but I can tell you that as we look at the sales and the exhibitors that will be at InfoComm, I can tell you things are looking great. This is a wonderful sign that people want to be here, and they want to be at InfoComm. So do I think trade shows are back? I do. I think we've got to stop making some comparisons to what was. Things have changed, and we have to recognize that, but yeah, we're back.
I agree, Sue. I think this is a great note to leave it on, but Joey, last thing I'll ask is where can people find more information about Avixa?
Well, come on by, hang out at the booth. We've got our exchange booth live, and you can find that at 3Q400. We've got stuff going on all day. We've got mixers, we've got big brainstorms, we've got panel sessions, we've got all the ways to come and engage with us. Stop by for a snack, stop by for a drink, stop by and say hi.
Joey, thank you so much for joining me on rAVe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just a few last notes I will give before I go to Gary. Gary is out here on this very hall, and he is going to take you through all of the stands. I know we've shown you guys Hall 2 and Hall 3, or as much as we could anyway. It's actually impossible to show you every single thing unless you watch our product videos. And speaking of that, you can watch our product videos. We are uploading them as quickly as we can at ravepubs.com/ISE. That's got all the coverage. It's got the past episodes of rAVe TV. It's got our product videos, which we are uploading them as quickly as we physically can. All the news and blogs, everything we've written, press releases, you can go check that out there. You can, of course, continue to watch us streaming wherever you watch anything streaming. So on ravepubs.com, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of the things. And I think that is it from me. So we are going to go to Gary. Gary, how is the show floor looking? I'm going to toss it to you.
Thanks, Steph. Time for a show floor tour of Hall 5, which is a plethora of technology. It's actually, the other halls are like digital signage, display, we have all the projector and monitor manufacturers in there, UCC, audio. This one's like whatever's left, we're putting in here. So there's a lot of kind of small companies with big products and big companies with some small products that are in here. So for example, AV Link and Lumens are together, RGB Link in this hall. I just kind of want you to pan around and get a perspective as to how big this show is and how busy it is. Raise that camera up as high as you can go to show the crowd down that aisle. This is one of the smaller halls, yet it's incredibly busy, just to give you an idea how it is. So let's take a quick tour of the hall and stop at where we see some cool products that are worth pointing out. So here's Matrox, and here's their digital signage network product, right, for digital signage distribution across the network. Of course, Matrox is one of the first companies to adopt AV over IP using IPMX, which is a proposed standard using ST2110 as the baseline standard for IPMX. You can go to learn about IPMX at ipmx.io if you want to learn more about it. And so they're showing their IPMX product, and the entire booth is run through the Matrox IPMX line, the AV over IP line. Can I step behind you here? So let's see if we got them in here. See the Convert IP product line here and the Conduct IP product line? That's their AV over IP product line using IPMX, which is, as I said, the proposed standard for AV over IP, the first proposed standard for AV over IP. So they're one of the first companies to have that. It's 1 gig right now. Of course, IPMX can do, it's based on the broadcast standard ST2110 because they can do all the way up to uncompressed, but this whole product line is 1 gig. Let's move on. Black Box is another AV over IP company. In their case, they adopted SDVOE, so they have all their stuff is SDVOE compliant based stuff. They're showing what they're pushing is their virtual matrix switching using SDVOE, and they have a controller and everything, all Black Box. So let's keep going down. ViewWall is a video wall controller company. Again, AV over IP. This might be, maybe we should call this hall the AV over IP hall. Hall 5 is AV over IP, video switching and distribution. So ViewWall has an interesting concept because they've sort of like really simplified the idea of video walls using AV over IP. So it's an AV over IP company, basically. You should check them out at viewwall.com, VUWALL.com if you don't already know them. And of course, best part about this booth is this condensation coming out of this thing means there's cold beer in here, right? That's all we really care about. These guys have been standing here since 10:30 this morning, waiting for them to serve up the beer, which they won't start serving until 4. So that means there's cold beer in here. Can we have a thermometer tell us what temperature this beer is right now? It looks really good. I mean, like, I think someone needs to test a little bit of it right now, just to make sure. Let's make sure. Let's just make sure it's cold enough. I'm gonna do this for you. This is to help you. Look at that. Nothing bad about foam. We're doing a live show floor tour right now on rAVe TV. Y'all want to say hello?
Hi everyone. Come over to the view stand.
Or go to viewwall.com.
Yeah.
It's called, you can drink it, go ahead. Move along. All right. So there's Hall Technologies back there. Again, doing video signal routing and distribution. Let's head back here. Now, one of the weirdest booths on the show floor has to be this one. This one I don't get. Disney Cruise Lines has a booth here. Don't get me wrong, I love Disney and I love the Disney Cruise Lines. I'm not sure why they're here, but I might want to apply for a job. Are you hiring people right now on the spot here at the show?
We're trying to, yeah.
Trying to. Look, if you want to work on a cruise ship, go to DCL Jobs. I'm guessing that stands for Disney Cruise Line. DCLjobs.com. For those of you who don't have a job, ooh, look at this, baby Sharpies. Can I con a baby Sharpie out of you? Oh gosh, like look at this. This is awesome. Everyone wants a baby. I've never seen a little baby Sharpie like that. That's the best thing in the show floor so far, ironically. All right, best giveaway so far. All right, oh, Macnica. Okay, Macnica makes a IPMX chip. So manufacturers can buy the chip that Macnica makes, and they can integrate AV over IP into their products, like projectors and monitors. They can have a direct AV over IP input using the Macnica chip. And you can see that they're showing SMPTE 2110 IPMX 1 gig all the way up to uncompressed 100 gig capability. Here's the chip if you want to see it. You look at that board right there. So this could be theoretically installed in a projector or monitor and make it IPMX compatible or AV over IP compatible. And so they're showing a proof of concept. And these 1 gig? Is this 1 gig? Yeah. So here's a finished product. Are y'all selling this, or is this a proof of concept product?
That's a reference design.
Reference design, yeah. So they're not in the business of selling final products. They're in the business of selling these chips and boards. But you can see simple HDMI in, and audio, and network out, IPMX, right? This could be 1 gig, could be 2 gig, could be 5 gig, 10 gig, whatever you want it to be. Ultimately, most people are using 1 gig. But of course, if you're doing uncompressed broadcast, you'd use whatever you want to use there. It's a reference design. And this is basically what's inside of this right there. So, yeah.
That's the software.
And yeah, here's the software. So this has multiple sources coming in across the network, and now using the software, you can place it wherever you want it to go. So you get virtual matrixing basically using the software in a way. So I could theoretically, move this around, and it theoretically, I don't know if this will work or not because I'm not a Windows guy, but I guess whatever I did here would be reflected above.
That's a software decoder.
Software decoder, okay. So instead of using a decoder, you can decode it using a computer.
GPU.
Yeah. So in this case, if you had a computer in the room, it could be the source of your content as well as the decoder for your projector or monitor. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. That's an interesting way of doing it. Here, does this have an IPMX camera? Is this a direct camera or is it HDMI? Okay. Yeah, you're just showing a concept. Yep. Thank you. Is Andrew here?
He's walking around.
Tell him I said hello, will you?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. So we're doing a live show floor tour now for rAVe TV, making our way through Hall 5. And we're going to stop at a couple other places I want to show you. PTZ Optics, also known as Huddle Cam in the United States, has their booth here.
How are you?
What's up, Justin? How are you? Where is my DSLR kind of lensed version of the camera?
Oh, Studio Pro.
Studio Pro. Where is Studio
Yes, we showed you this
Pro? Yeah, at Infocom. Where is the Studio Pro? Come on, let's go see the Studio Pro. This is one of the coolest products. This is it right here. So this allows you to, and I need to get one of these, by the way. You're shipping it now?
Within February.
Within February. So you're going to ship within a month. So you know how a lot of people, you join on Zoom and Teams and you look, and every once in a while you'll see someone that looks, my God, it looks like they're in a studio. The camera's so good. This is it right here. Most people are using DSLR cameras to do that. They're taking the DSLR HDMI output, converting it to USB. They took the lens from a DSLR camera, put it inside of a camera, added NDI HX on it, and all of a sudden you have a network-based camera or a USB camera that gives you the high quality of a DSLR for Zoom and Teams calls. Among other things, this is also a camera that you could use for really high quality production. So Gary's going to order one of these as soon as it's available in February, right, Justin? Yep. You going to write my name down? Am I going to get a chance to this? What's the list pricing? What did y'all end up charging for this?
$699, I think.
$699. I mean, that's a great deal.
The price of the DSLR.
Yeah, and you have you have network out, USB out, and HDMI. So 3 outputs, right? That's really cool.
Newest version
As well as
of
NDI, as well as NDI.
Yep, we have the newest version of NDI-HX.
Which means it can be wireless.
It's not wireless, no. It's power over Ethernet. So
okay, power over Ethernet.
Single Ethernet cable. Yep.
Yep, that's nice. That's awesome. So I could
beamforming microphones as well.
Yeah, for my house, for my my home office,
Yeah.
I could power it through the Ethernet,
Yeah.
and then still use USB to go to my computer if I wanted to.
If you wanted USB, of course.
Yeah. All right, cool. Check it out, Studio Pro. At Infocom, it looked a lot different than this. Y'all refined the design quite a bit. It looks good.
When we turned it sideways, it's because it can do vertical.
Yeah, or horizontal. Yeah, that was another thing is they're aiming this at like influencer content people as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's it right there. So the advantage of it from an influencer, hey, I'm an influencer, content would be you get a much higher quality camera than using an iPhone for that kind of content. Thanks, Justin. Yeah. Guys, how are y'all?
We're doing very good. You did a great job.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. And then let's see. Let's make our way back here to the back. Here's TV1. Again, another AV over IP company that also does signal routing and distribution, matrix switching, multi-windowing, and they can also take content and spread it across all different shapes and sizes to do more creative video walls using multiple monitors. I think everyone knows kind of who they are. Nothing new from them. Here's the Ames Alliance booth. This is the standards, people. Ames Alliance is the ones it's proposed the IPMX standard for AV over IP. This is the first time they've had a substantial booth at a trade show, and of course they're featuring all their alliance partners. If you take a look at the Ames Alliance members over here, and this is one of the reasons why this will likely be a standard that'll get adopted, is look at all the brands that are on here that have already signed on to do AV over IP using the proposed standard. So look at the big brands like Yamaha, Sencor, Toshiba, Canon, Barco, Disney, NEC. You're talking about big broadcast brands as well as Pro AV brands there. Speaking of which, a brand new company here at the show is this company here, Plexus AV. This is a company that's doing hey, how are you? I'm doing a live show floor tour. How you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
You doing well?
Yeah, sure.
Are you working here?
Yeah.
YTech?
Yeah.
What does YTech do, Derek?
What do we do?
Yeah.
We offer solutions for control rooms.
Control room solutions. Now, Dirk Hendricks is the guy who launched ClickShare at Barco 13 years ago. 2011, right? 2012? 2012. So 11 years ago. That's amazing. And now he's working at YTech, which is
company.
Command and Control.
Command and Control. We have about 50,000 installations worldwide. So
wow. Congratulations, man. It's good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah. See you later. Here's Plexus. Plexus AV is again, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing a live tour this is actually rAVe TV.
Okay.
Tell us what you've seen. What have you seen? This is Art Media is the holographic projection company. There you go.
Talk to Dylan. He's live.
Right, there you go. Holographic projection right there.
You can ask a question where Dylan is.
Right. So we're live on rAVe TV, and who is this? What is your name?
Hi there, I'm Dylan O'Reilly.
Dylan, where are you standing, Dylan? Where are you located?
I am located in London, in the beautiful neighborhood of Hammersmith, on the west side of the city.
See, check this out. This is a holographic technology here where and actually you may remember I used this about a year and a half ago in Dallas, Texas. I did a presentation with a guy from Warner Brothers, or from Paramount Studios. We did it together, and he was in California and I was in Dallas, Texas. and he came to the stage. We didn't use the, what's that, the hollow port?
This is the art capsule.
Art capsule, okay. We didn't use the capsule, we used the other one that using
Art
projection.
screen.
Art
Yep.
screen,
The
yeah.
projector.
So yeah, this is a neat technology. It's real-time connection between the two, and it kind of revolutionizes video conferencing. This is a different kind of video conferencing. So if you're doing C-suite type applications where the CEO of a company needs to have a one-on-one meeting with somebody or needs to present to a large audience, this would be the way to bring that person into your organization and get a much better, more engaged experience than Zoom or Teams or something like that. Ellen? All right, so I want to show this. I want to show our viewers this company, Plexus AV. This is the first company that I know of that's just doing AV over IP. They're coming to the market using IPMX standard, only AV over IP. Check them out at plexusav.com. They made their debut here at ISE. Jeff is the president of the company. Check this out. I'm doing a live show floor tour right now with my rAVe TV audience. Look, they're showing me the first prototype product, and you can see USB in, right? 2 USB in right here. Here's your, this is your IR port. You have a couple different IR ports in and out. HDMI in, and then fiber out and network, right? So all it does is convert HDMI, USB, and audio, obviously Phoenix connectors here, to AV over IP using the IPMX standard, which is the booth we just came from. They're the first company that's exclusively AV over IP using only IPMX. And look at the small form factor of this compared to all the other AV over IP products out there. Compare this to everything else you've seen on the market. It's a lot smaller. You have an HDMI. Is this a loop through or a buffered output?
It's a buffered output.
Buffered output, so that means you could even run this second one a long distance. It's going to be isolated from the input, which is critical. And what do you think? This has got an LCD screen on it for indication of status. Where do you think where we're going to see this come to the market? When do you think we'll be shipping this?
It will be ready actually for show all the solution in June, InfoComm.
So InfoComm.
And then ready to ship in August.
There you go. Check it out. plexusav.com. Go follow them on social media, especially on LinkedIn. And thanks for joining me for this live show floor tour of Hall 5. Thanks for watching rAVe TV today. We still got one more day of the show, so keep watching. All of our coverage is at ravepubs.com/ISE.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary.